Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated book releases for the rest of the year. One of these books comes out in November and the rest do come out in December. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into the books. The first book is To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. This is a YA fantasy. In this book, we're following a main character named Jude, and Jude is known as the Hand of Death, and his whole job is to lead the Knights of the Eternal Stars into this land of nightmares and death. Jude really takes no pride in his duty as commander of these knights, and one time when he's entering this land of nightmares, he comes across this woman. The girl's name is Kiara, and Kiara kind of sees through Jude's tough facade. She sees him as a leader and a commander where everyone else sees him as ruthless and fears him. The kingdom that Jude and Kiara both live in is on the verge of collapse, and Jude must lead his knights into the darkest part of the land in order to combat these growing shadows that prey upon their kingdom, and Kiara is roped into helping them. And as with a lot of YA books, there is a romance that will happen between these two main characters, but Jude and Kiara must work together along with these knights to combat the threat against their kingdom. To Kill a Shadow's release date is November 28th. The next book is The Curse of Penrith Hall by Jess Armstrong. This is described as a gothic mystery type thriller, and the premise definitely piqued my interest. In this book, we're following an American heiress named Ruby, and it's a historical setting. It takes place right after World War I. And Ruby and her best friend are running this bookstore over in England. Ruby has a past, but it doesn't say exactly in the synopsis what her past is, but the things that have happened in her past are beginning to creep up and affect her current life. One day, Ruby is tasked with delivering a box of books to this house in the countryside, and she is forced to return back to the place that she said she'd never go back to, which is Penrith Hall. Penrith Hall is home to one of Ruby's dearest friends and her husband. As Ruby is visiting there once again after many, many years, the husband, whose name is Edward, is found dead in the orchard. His death brings whispers of this curse that has affected Penrith Hall, and with this rumored curse comes a man named Peller from the local village who is believed to be the one person who can help break this curse. And to protect her friend, Ruby is forced to work alongside Peller to help see if this curse is actually real, what's going on, how Edward died, as well as to see if they can break said curse. The Curse of Penrith Hall is expected to be released on December 5th. The next book is A River of Golden Bones by A.K. Mulford, and this is the first book in a new fantasy romance series. It's been described as a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, but upon reading the synopsis, there's really not that much that I think takes from Sleeping Beauty. But this retelling follows two twins. We have Kala and Briar, and they have gone into hiding from this sorceress that destroyed their kingdom and tried to destroy them. But Kala and Briar are both shapeshifters, and they are able to transform into wolves. Each twin has their own purpose in life. Briar's purpose is to marry the prince of a neighboring kingdom to help protect the Golden Court, while Kala's purpose, who technically no one knows about Kala, she's actually a secret, she is the backup plan in case something happens to Briar. But when Kala and Briar travel to Briar's wedding of this neighboring prince, they learn that the sorceress who had once attacked them has learned of their presence and is back with a vengeance to destroy them. Because of all that's happening, Kala, the secret twin, is forced to step out of hiding to help protect her sister, to help save her kingdom, and embrace what she is as a wolf shapeshifter. A River of Golden Bones release date is December 5th. Next we have Where the Dead Wait by Ali Wilkes, and this is a gothic horror, and I am not a huge horror reader, not because I don't like it, but because I'm a bit overwhelmed by the genre, and I've actually never really had anyone kind of guide me through where to start with horror. But it is something that I would love to read more of, and this takes place in a very cold climate, the Arctic, and just Victorian gothic horror in the Arctic just sounded really, really interesting to me. In this book, we're following an Arctic explorer named William Day, and he came back from a failed expedition in which only a couple of men survived, and they had to survive by eating their own. And this was supposed to be like a really, really revered expedition that just completely failed. And now William has been disgraced by other explorers because of everything that happened. 13 years later, his second in command, whose name is Jesse, goes missing in the same part of the Arctic in the same frozen waters, and William decides to travel back to the same location in order to save Jesse and maybe kind of save his reputation. But this rescue mission also goes awry, as William is kind of brought back into the exact same situation that he experienced 13 years ago and has to navigate through those horrors once again. Where the Dead Wait, its release date is December 5th. And lastly, we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is book 2 in her Letters of Enchantment series. Divine Rivals came out last year, and it was a book that I desperately wanted to read and just have not got the chance to. In Divine Rivals, we're following a girl named Iris, and Iris works at this local newspaper, but all she's worried about currently is holding her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction, and her brother has gone missing, and Iris really just wants to get this promotion at work. She thinks that it will really help her family out. To combat her worries, Iris actually writes letters to her missing brother, and she slips them underneath this wardrobe door, and they go missing, but they're actually being stolen by her nemesis at the paper, whose name is Roman Kit, and he anonymously writes her back, and the two of them form this connection. But unbeknownst to Iris and Roman, the gods that have been asleep for centuries in this world are slowly beginning to awaken, and the two of them must work together to kind of combat what's going on with these awakening gods and how they are threatening their lives. Ruthless Vows release date is December 26th. Okay, you guys, that is it for my most anticipated releases for the rest of 2023. Let me know in the comments if you would like to read any of these books or if you've already read them, and tell me what you thought of them. And I will see you all in another video soon. Goodbye!